ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ Hyderabad Express University Station Netaji Bhawan.
Hello, hello. It's time for some crash bang wallop kind of entertainment. 4s and 6s galore. Hell for leather batting because it's two big batting sides in action. The 5-time champions Mumbai Indians versus the Sunrisers Hyderabad. How are you watching? Voltas presents Cricbuzz live. Joy has been with us for the last 2 days, but Simon Doull has just come off a fantastic broadcast 20 minutes. Simon, you called the super over last night. One of the highs that a broadcaster always waits for. How was it?
It felt like an hour on air, that last sort of 4-over stint and then the whole of the super over. But look, it was brilliant. Mitch Starc was unbelievable in the final over. I thought of the actual match proper, and then the super over sort of just gave us everything we needed. It was one of those nights you love to be on the ground. The atmosphere was terrific, and yeah, Delhi managed to sort of pull it out of the hat. I thought Rajasthan were all over it. I mean, in the chase, they should have been winning it comfortably, and we saw it on Sunday night when Mumbai got out of jail, and we saw it last night. I thought Rajasthan should have, they should have got there comfortably.
The last 1 week has been pretty special at the IPL. It has come alive, and as they say, the IPL is IPLing these days. Now, MI won a game that they easily could have lost against the Delhi Capitals, 3 run-outs, and their opponents SRH chased 245 against the Punjab Kings. It's number 7 versus number 9 on the points table, Joy. Just 2 wins for these two teams. Safe to say that these two teams find themselves at a certain crossroad where things can either go uphill or downhill very easily.
Yeah, look, losing one now is really going to be a problem for each of them. But the point is that, remember, both of them are coming off wins.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The momentum right now is both of them have a win behind them. And I think that's really important in this league because, when you have a win, you've got a little bit of, you've done something right in the previous match.
Yeah.
And you're now trying to build on it. And the thing about it is only one of them will be able to retain the momentum. The other one will have to go back to the drawing board. Yeah. So it's a big match.
Yeah.
Normally, you don't say it's a big match this early in the season, but because the way these two teams are, and you're not talking, it's not 7 versus 9, it's 5-time champions versus last year's finalists.
Yep.
I mean, Mumbai, one of the proudest franchises, last year's finalists, who've literally redefined. If you look at it, Hyderabad has redefined T20 batting in the last edition of the championship.
Yeah.
So it's a big clash out here, and one of them is going to come out second,
It's a bit surprising to see these two teams where they are on the points table because if you look at their squads, they seem to have not done enough justice to the potential there is.
I mean, I look at both squads. I look at Mumbai and think their bowling attack and their batting lineup, they don't need an impact substitute. Seriously, they've got 6 bowlers and 8 batters.
Yeah.
With their 11 on the field. They don't actually need an impact sub.
Yeah.
They have the luxury of being able to introduce an impact sub if and when they need, but it's too strong a side, I think, in my opinion, to be, only 2 wins after 6 games. Sunrisers not much different. I don't know that their bowling attack is as strong, but their batting lineup, when you think about Abhishek at the top and then Klaasen, Ishan Kishan, who started with a bang with that 100. It's a powerful looking side, and it just gives you a glimpse of how good this competition is, and how if you are just off your game, slightly, ever so slightly off your game, any team, 1 to 10 on the table, will turn you over on their given day.
Joy, a lot of the real work starts or happens before the tournament starts. Mumbai retained 6. SRH retained 5. So well done to the bosses for having kept their core intact.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what the point he's making is right. I mean, Mumbai is a super strong team. You go to any of the teams, any rating you look at, Mumbai is one of the strongest teams in the tournament, if not the strongest team in the tournament in paper.
Yeah.
On paper, they're easy. And that's what he's saying, that even slightly off, you go slightly off also. One guy not firing, middle order just saying, somebody plays tentative, scores 15, 20 runs less in the middle order. Gone, bang, because this tournament is just so competitive, you can't afford that. For me, I think Hyderabad is a bit more of a one-trick pony. They are bullies. Come here, bash you in the face, 250 or they have to do it with their batting. Their bowling is support. It's a support function. Yeah. But you're scared of them because of their batting, not because of their bowling. Whereas you look at Mumbai, and you have Bumrah also. I mean, think about it. You've got Bumrah, you've got Boult, probably the finest power play bowler in the planet, okay? You have Chahar, who's looking really good this year, you know? So you've got weapons. And I think that's the thing, that two such powerful teams are sitting at 7 and 9 tells you why this is the best cricket league in the world.
MI are used to such starts. They do take a while to get going. They have won the toss and they've chosen to bowl first. Clearly, due a huge factor. How big is this toss, or will it not matter to SRH?
Well, I don't know that SRH will be overly disappointed. The skipper will probably say at the toss we would have bowled as well because of the dew. And yes, there is, you know, predominantly there is dew in Wankhede Stadium. But they're also a side that loves to bat first and bully the opposition out of the game.
Absolutely.
Now, do they have the ability to do that tonight if the opening combination gets going? Ishan Kishan with a little point to prove coming back home. Does he set the stadium alight tonight? So, you know, if they can put a total on the board that's competitive on the set. I mean, I just read the pitch report. Who's poking pens in the pitch? If you poke a pen, it goes into the surface. Well, is Kartik taking a pen out to the pitch or what?
Possibly on the sides.
You need to ask him. You need to ask him.
I'm going to have to ask him this. I mean, it's on our site, folks. It's gospel. If it's on our Cricbuzz site, it's gospel. So someone's poked a pen in the pitch. I'm a bit concerned. So it might be a little bit tacky.
Yeah.
And we'll come to our guesses later, so bear that in mind. But look, if they can post a score that's competitive, and who knows what that is when it comes to Mumbai and Wankhede, but I don't think they'll mind too much.
Both teams didn't have to use a pen to make changes to their 11s because they've gone in unchanged. There was some chatter around maybe they'll bring in Ashwini Kumar for Karan Sharma, player of the match in that last game. No reason to change that. They've gone in with this 11. This is their bowling first 11, Joy.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting because Karan Sharma, okay, he's not somebody who spins the ball a lot, but he keeps the ball there. And he was man of the match last time. So I think they look at him. That would have been the only question they would have asked themselves, that, you know, does Karan Sharma play or he doesn't play? The rest of them, you can make out that this is the bowling 11, so Rohit Sharma is going to come in. The rest of it is very easy for you to make out. This is a very good team and this is a really good bowling attack as well.
Yeah, don't even look at the impact 5 because it's obvious. Rohit Sharma, it's a special day for him as well for other reasons. We'll come to that in just a bit. But you're happy with this choice of 11? No changes?
I don't mind it. Look, spin bowling is not always easy in T20 cricket at Wankhede Stadium. It's not the easiest job because the ball does fly, usually comes onto the bat well. You know, two genuine spinners in Santner and Karan Sharma, but he was superb the other night. I mean, he picked up the key wickets in that game against Delhi, and you know, that's probably the reason that he is in that side tonight again. They've got to give him another opportunity, having bowled so well the other night. So not too surprised.
Hyderabad have gone in unchanged as well. Once again, a team that comes off a huge high, having beaten Punjab. They chased 245. This is their batting first 11. Do you see the possibility of someone like Jaydev Unadkat coming into this 11 in the second half because left-arm variety against Rohit? Or is this not the kind of surface which will help Jaydev's cause?
He sort of, I mean, probably had his years, hasn't he? I think. I know he still bowls well in Ranji Trophy. He still bowls well in domestic cricket, but the last few times we've seen him at this tournament, just hasn't really been at his best, to be honest with you. So, look, it would be a risk. It would be a risk for one particular player, I suppose, if that's what they were thinking about. Left arm matchup against Rohit. Rohit's not in great form. So do you need a left-hander? He'll go out there and smash it all about the park tonight because I've just said that. But, you know, do you think about just one player and one man to combat that player, or do you think about the team as an entirety? And I'd be tempted to think more about the team as an entirety.
Rohit Sharma, always a top story, and now his IPL numbers have been discussed threadbare all across the country on social as well. Joy, he has not had a good time in the IPL the last couple of years. In fact, we've looked at his last 35 innings in the IPL, only 800 runs and a lowly average of 23. These numbers don't do justice to a player of his class. How does he get himself out of this rut?
So that's the point. And, you know, he's managed to, he's had bad numbers and managed to lead the side as well. In fact, one of the things I'd say is that I'd like to see Rohit out there, even in the fielding team, because I feel that he needs to remain attached to the game. Sitting outside is not a great idea for somebody of Rohit's caliber, and he will contribute. Yeah, okay, they have a lot of captains out there in the field, but Rohit Sharma is Rohit Sharma. He's a bright guy. Those numbers, as I said, he'll look at it. I mean, he got 100 last year. But that's it. I mean, he did nothing else of note. I mean, everything else around. And I feel that this year also the problem is Rohit, normally you get out early, you get out early. Batters of that quality, they get out early, you get them early. But he's getting 17s and 20s and then getting out. And that's very unlike top level players. Like when Rohit, remember, hits daddy hundreds.
Yeah.
Rohit in list A cricket, ODIs hits double hundreds. You know, he hits big hundreds. So when he's set, he will take the game on. And that's what is surprising to see in this stage of his career, that he's getting set, he's getting 20, 22, 23 runs, and then he's getting out.
I mean, let's face it, if those numbers were
Any other player.
Joe Smith, he wouldn't be playing.
Yeah.
Any other
Simple,
player, any other player opening the batting in this competition, Mayank Agarwal got dropped on many occasions.
Yeah, absolutely.
With better numbers than that over 35 games. Yeah. So if he wasn't Rohit Sharma, he probably wouldn't be playing. Yeah. But they still know the ability that he has, and they're hoping that at some stage through this tournament that clicks. They need to keep winning though.
Yeah.
If they're not winning and he's not performing, then he probably becomes a bit of an issue for the team.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the keys. One of Joy's points that he makes, a great point, and something I like seeing when teams do. When they do win the toss and field first, as soon as one of your bowlers has bowled 4 overs, the guy that you think is going to go off, get your batter on.
Yeah.
Even if it's the last 2, 3, 4 overs. He just gets a bit of a feel for the game, has a little look at the surface, wanders up and down. Now, who would be the likely replacement? Would it be Karan Sharma?
Yep.
Yeah,
He's actually not the worst with the bat, Karan Sharma.
He can
he can actually swing the bat, because in all reality, it would probably be Bumrah
Yeah, it'll probably
that you would leave out.
Yeah.
But he'll bowl the last over.
Yeah.
So you don't get that opportunity to bring your batter in until the change of innings. But I love it when a batter comes in the 16th, 17th, 18th over just for 2, 3, 4 overs of fielding, because they actually get a feel for the game. Yeah. They get the blood pumping a little bit. They have to run around, do a little bit of fielding. It actually does them a lot of good than just sitting out completely and then coming out and having to bat, I think. But it's a tough one for Mumbai because
who do you take out?
Their obvious replacement is Bumrah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want Bumrah batting if he has to bat and getting a broken hand or a broken arm or anything stupid, but he's probably going to bowl the last over. So they don't have that option.
It is a tricky one.
Chair is a decent bat, so you can't take out Chair.
You're not going to take Chahar out.
This one, Santa's a decent
very good bat.
It is a tricky one, but Rohit will fancy himself against a bowling lineup that isn't very high on confidence. They've taken the least number of wickets in the IPL this season.
Oh, look, I mean, I think he should fancy himself anyway. He's such a talented player. We know how good he is. We know what he's done in an Indian shirt. We know what he's done at different times. You look across his whole IPL, there are a lot of players that have had better IPLs than Rohit Sharma. But from a captaincy point of view, he's been simply phenomenal. Yeah. And he's held that team together for 5 titles. And that is a big part of Rohit Sharma, the IPL player. You can look at numbers and you can say, okay, they don't make for great reading across a massive career, but his impact on that team from a captaincy point of view has been so vital, and that's why he's a Mumbai man.
He's not captain, but he clearly is the most respected person on that contingent. Is there anyone who can maybe politely go to him and suggest, Rohit, why don't you look to bat at least to the power play overs? Hang around because runs will come.
You can't tell Rohit what to bat. Rohit knows. You think he doesn't know? He understands it best. Rohit in 2023, after the 2022 debacle of T20 debacle that we have, of this thing,
World Cup,
he comes and he changes the way he plays his cricket. If you see how he batted in the 23 50 over World Cup, it was pure intent. He set the stage every time around. 24. So he's a thinking cricketer. He's a smart cricketer. He's also a cricketer's cricketer. Cricketers love him. He's very popular around the dressing room because he's accessible. He's a nice guy. But he's still. So nobody knows better than Rohit what Rohit needs to do. And Rohit is painfully aware of the fact that, okay, now I've won my World Cup also. No, that was his dream. I've won my World Cup also. Now I want to go out well. So he knows everything. So that's what, if you're in Mumbai, Mahela Jayawardene, Kieran Pollard, they'd just be saying, go, do what you want to do.
Yeah, I said it after the 2023 season. I think when he set the tone, when he decided to change and say, this is how I want my team to play, it was one of the most selfless acts I've seen from any captain in Indian cricket history. He basically said, boys, this is how we're going to play, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to set the tone for how we want to play. I am not afraid to get out. I am going to go, and I'm not scared of getting out. I don't care about my numbers. I want us to play in this fashion. That was one of the most selfless things because he knew he was at risk of getting out.
Yeah.
But he did what he thought was best leading the team. And look at the results post that in white ball cricket.
Absolutely. They changed it.
T20 World Cup, Champions Trophy, like seriously, it's changed the way the modern young player plays as well.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to thank what he's done for.
Yeah. Three very powerful words that every Mumbaiker is saying today. Bhattacharjya, which means the king of Mumbai, Rohit Sharma. It's a special day for him as well because clearly, as our experts have said, he's changed the DNA of India's white ball cricket and he's also leaving an example for cricketers of the future. And today is a special day for him as well because a stand at the Wankhede Stadium will henceforth be called the Rohit Sharma stand. He started his cricket in this city, 32 kilometers away from the Wankhede Stadium in Borivali. I don't think he'd have ever imagined having a stand after his name, but it's been a special career and this is an honour that he richly deserves.
Exactly, a very special career. And if you see the early part of Rohit's career, Rohit was all about, people used to talk about the thing, the whole point about Rohit was they used to say that, oh, lot of promise but doesn't deliver, lot of promise that doesn't deliver. And yet he started first the white ball cricket, then the test cricket. I mean, when does he make his debut in tests? A good 6-7 years after making his international debut.
Yeah.
And he went on to say that it was even more special because I know I've waited for it. I know how special it is. It didn't come to me on a platter when I was 21 years old.
Yeah.
So he's really molded himself. He's molded the way he's played the game. And he's been one of, and as I said, no Indian captain has been as influential in the way we've changed the way we have played our cricket than Rohit has been in 23 and 24.
Yeah. Which stand is it? I mean, if you think Rohit Sharma, what do you think?
I think it's to the right of where Dhoni's six landed.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the upper tier of the Divecha stand.
Okay. I mean, if I think Rohit Sharma, I just want one either side square of the wicket. That pull shot / hook shot that he plays in his pomp was as good as anyone.
I think this is wide long on.
I mean, I know he hits it to wide long on, but I just wanted that one. I wanted that one.
That's the one.
There. That's the one.
Rohit Sharma fans will take it. It'll be very noisy when he walks out to bat in the second innings. Hyderabad batting first, remember. MI have won the toss, and that means they will bowl first. SRH batting first. Now, one man who has suddenly gone off the boil, Joy. Big price tag, 23 crores. Klaasen has been a shadow of himself after that T20 World Cup final debacle.
Actually, my theory goes slightly further back. I mean, you look at it, this is 24. Since June 24, he's been off the boil. If you actually look at his numbers post December 24, November 24, his numbers are even more stark. I mean, take a look at those numbers there. These are not great numbers also. 26 is not a great number. Given the seasons that he had before that, in 40.2, batting average 178, those numbers have significantly come down.
Yeah.
But he's had a very average South Africa T20 and he's had a very, very average IPL so far.
Yeah.
And what's being hanging over there? You're absolutely right. It's 23 crores. It's a 23 crore price tag. Remember, the previous time he was paid 6.5 crores.
Yeah.
So you've gone about tripled your number, more than tripled, just about little less than 4 times your number, almost there.
Yeah.
And it's the highest paid for an international cricketer. It must be sitting on his head like it's not easy. And we have precedent like that. I remember Chris Morris 3-4 years back, 5 years back, was paid big sums of money and he had a great season, was paid good money. Perhaps he deserved it. But then the pressure of big price tags does not sit easy with everybody. No. It sits, some people can manage it. There's another example, Pawan Negi, if you remember. So not everyone can handle that pressure. I feel to a certain extent he is feeling a certain amount of pressure. And what's happening is if your top order is not firing and you're coming in very early and you're having to do a lot of things, I don't think he's getting the kind of starts that they normally gave him.
Yeah, he should be a fixed deposit for the top order, but he isn't now. The sample size we saw is pretty big. Is he out of form or is he out of runs? There is a difference between the two.
Yeah, there is a difference between the two. The number that I look at more than anything in those that graphic we brought up is the strike rate.
138, yeah.
The 138 strike rate. Because batting at 4 or 5, depending on where he is, and at times Nitish Kumar Reddy's batting at 4, he's batting at 5.
Yeah.
It's about how many balls do you face. And if he doesn't face a lot of balls, his strike rate needs to be very high. And if he faces more balls, then his strike rate's going to be high anyway. So the alarming thing on that would be how much his strike rate has dropped for me. So that means that something's eluding him.
Yeah.
The ability to hit the ball as well as he was, is he seeing the ball? He could have fixed half of South Africa's national debt with his price. I tell you, with his price in the auction, it could have. He is set for life in South Africa.
Yeah.
With that sort of money, it is crazy, crazy money when you take it there. But it's just it's a concern for him because he built a reputation over 2 to 3 years. There was arguments to say he was the best T20 batter in the world for probably 2 years.
Yeah.
I would say, and very few could argue against it for some time. But those numbers would be of a concern. I think he's out of runs rather than form because I think the longer he bats, he's just not batting enough deliveries.
Yeah.
The longer he bats, the more he'll actually come to terms with it and find the middle. And he's probably one innings away from having a great back half of the season. But, when does that come?
Short boundaries, and he will be up against Karan Sharma and Mitch Sandner. He should relish the opportunity.
Yeah, see, that's exactly the point. The other thing I wanted to say was I was just looking and I'm going to go back and check the numbers. I don't think they're giving him that much spin anymore. When he comes on, they bring on the fast bowlers because as a destroyer of spin, and he's really one of the great destroyers of spin, and I don't think they give him spin as much anymore.
Yeah.
So they hold back a couple of overs of fast bowlers to come in there and attack him early.
Was it that Hardik Pandya dismissal in the World Cup final? Can these scars become difficult to handle, or am I just overcooking that one moment which went India's favour?
I don't think it's a World Cup as much as he's even after that he's had very successful. He's played some leagues outside and all. And remember, all these players are nomads. They're playing in leagues across the world. So he's done well after that also. Perhaps, as I said, part of it could be the price tag. Part of it could be just South Africa T20 hasn't gone well. Form once it plunges, it's very difficult to get out of that trough.
There won't be too many nights or days that he doesn't think about it though.
Yeah, true.
Just for a moment.
Yeah.
Just for a moment. I bet if you asked him 100% honestly, there wouldn't be many days where he doesn't think, oh, why did I do that? I bet there's just a moment most days.
There is another player who has a similar World Cup scar, Trent Boult, 2019. Now he's searching for form as well. He's retired from international cricket, known to be perhaps the best power play bowler in the IPL or in T20 cricket. He's looked a shadow of himself, Joy. These numbers don't behove a player of his quality. Take a look at that. In 2025, these 6 matches, average of 54, and look at that economy as well, only 2 wickets. This is not the Trent Boult we know.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised, because he's actually had a great South Africa T20. He's had a great South Africa T20. He's looking okay. He's just not getting it. And I'm not, the early overs, the little swing that he used to get early, perhaps, they've played in some of the pitches that, have not given him that early movement that he normally gets.
Yep.
So it's just, he's a bit off. But I don't think, as I said, Trent Boult is off. Sometimes you look at a guy and say he's clearly off colour. He's not getting this, or the hand is not coming properly, or what. It's not. For me, it looks as if it's just a series of unfortunate circumstances. Yeah. But Simon would have it.
Is it lack of international cricket?
No, not at all. I mean, he's one of the hardest workers outside of not playing tournaments as well. He's still as fit as he's ever been. Yeah. He knows that the next 2 to 3 years he still wants to be at his absolute best, and he will leave no stone unturned to make sure that happens. Not getting the swing in the power play. Ball hasn't really swung a lot for anyone too much in the power play. So it'll be interesting to see tonight. It's warming up.
Yeah.
It's warming up in India at the moment. The temperatures are slowly rising. Bit of a steamy evening. Bowling first with a dryish ball. Just look out for tonight. Maybe there'll be a little bit of swing. But go back just one game. We talk about Mumbai and the run-outs against Delhi.
Yeah.
Go back to the 17th or 18th over that Trent bowled.
Boy,
6 Yorkers. Absolutely nailed.
Bang on, yes.
Bang on, 6 Yorkers. I think they got 3 or 4 from the over.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a phenomenal over of cricket. That absolutely turned things around. Yes, Karan Sharma through the middle, and there was wickets through the middle. But that over from Boult of absolutely nailing 6 Yorkers was simply superb, and that actually helped put Delhi under some pressure in that chase.
Absolutely. And in fact, this is the one thing that I was about to say, that he's actually become a better death overs bowler than he ever was.
Yeah.
He's actually added that to his game. He plays in so many T20 leagues. He's actually added that to his game. He wasn't. They'd normally have 2 in the front, sometimes 3 in the front, then finish him off in the middle.
12th or 13th.
Yeah. Now he bowls at the death. And he bowls
Should they do 1 and 3, use him differently, get Bumrah to open? Is that an option?
I'd like to see Bumrah with a ball that's only 1, 2 or 3 overs old max, just for 1 over. To me, Bumrah could bowl over number 2 or 3, number 12 or 13, and then 18, 20.
Sure.
In an ideal situation, if you're putting a plan in place, Deepak Chahar probably bowl 3 in the power play, Boult bowl 2, and then 2 at the back end with Bumrah or Hardik.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see Bumrah with a ball that's, give Trent Boult the first, Deepak Chahar the second, Bumrah the third, Chahar the fourth, Boult the fifth, Chahar the sixth, and be done.
Would Trent Boult be keen to bowl more in the power play today because he's got 3 left-handers up top? There is Abhishek, Travis Head, and Ishan Kishan, former MI boy.
Look, if he takes an early wicket, he'll have a bit more of a spring in his step. There's 2 wickets in the tournament so far, but if he got an early one, nicked one off, there'd be just a little bit more of a spring in the step as well. So it'd be hard to get the ball off him.
Let me tell you also, Chair is actually a good bowler to left-handers. He bowls well to left-handers as well. So look, my sense is that whoever gets, if somebody gets a nick off, because they'll also know this is a game of the top 3, top 4. You knock off their top 3, top 4. Nitish Reddy is not really in form. They really don't have a very long batting order because I think Cummins is batting at 7. Okay, so you're looking at not a very long batting order. So you want wickets up front. So whoever gets wickets, they'll throw the ball to him and say, okay, take another over.
Is MI perhaps the only team which has the most options possible for them? Because Hardik can open as well. Hardik can bowl in the middle over. You look at their bowling first 11, there is a plethora of options. So it can get tricky for a captain to say, I can do this, this, and that, and that. Do you look at what a bowler is comfortable with, or do you look at opposition and then figure plans accordingly?
No, it has to be the opposition. And I said, the thing about it is Bumrah, say for example, Chair is a swing bowler. So there's not much point bringing him the 7th or 8th overs to start off with. Bumrah can bowl anywhere. But it's a waste not to give Bumrah something up front for him to, try and get you a wicket. So I think what he said is absolutely right, where you have a situation where you're bowlers who predominantly use swing get at least a couple of overs up front, maybe 3 depending on who's going well. Get Bumrah up front, and then the rest Hardik, Bumrah's later overs, the spinners. Then you end with, say, Bumrah. And then you have options. You have 3 death over bowlers, Hardik, Boult and Bumrah. All 3 of you can bowl at the death.
It is touted as a contest between the most dangerous batting side, SRH, and the most wholesome bowling group in MI, because they've taken 47 wickets, a better average and a better strike rate than all other teams in the IPL, although the team finds itself at number 7. Quick reminder, MI have won the toss and they've chosen to bowl first. SRH will bat first. Look at both the 11s very quickly. Both teams went in unchanged. This is Hyderabad's batting first 11. There you go. Lots of batting. Aniket Verma has been mighty impressive. Pat Cummins can hit a few lusty blows too. So there's a fair bit of batting depth there. But the heart of this lineup is in the top 3, Joy.
Yeah, top 4. If you look at it that way, take Klaasen, because I think Reddy also might float. Klaasen may come in at 4. No, I think to be honest with you, Cummins at 7 is a stretch. Cummins should be coming in at 8.
Why have they not got another batter in that line? They've got 6 bowlers in their batting lineup. Nitish Kumar Reddy, and then the 5 on the right-hand side. Can we just have... Cummins, Pahashal, Ishan Malinga, Zishan Ansari, and Shami, and Nitish Kumar Reddy. And Abhishek, if they have
Abhishek and Travis Head, left-handers.
if they had to. So why have they not got another batter?
They do have Abhinav Manohar as an option.
Why is there not another batter in that lineup?
So this
I don't get that.
For the last 2 matches, and a team, you get a 245. You will get 245 3 days out of 4. But, one day out of 4. But you're not going to get those 245, 250s every day.
A genuine batter in that lineup.
They've got 2 options which are on their impact 5. There is Abhinav Manohar and then there's Sachin Baby. But what's the point? You can't bring them in the second innings.
No, you can if the wickets start collapsing.
If there is a collapse.
It doesn't even need to be a collapse. If they wanted to sub someone in, I suppose, they can't. They need a bowler in the second inning. I don't know.
No. So I feel Cummins at 7 is high. It's too high for him. He should be batting 8, at least 8. Because, really, he can swing the bat. He'll get the long handle. And, some of his big innings, his 40s and 50s have been misleading because the match has been over. He's just swung at it. He's hit a few shots. He's brought down the run rate. But he's not going to win a match for you from there under most circumstances.
Well, look at Marco Jansen bats at 8, doesn't he? You've got Deepak Chahar at 8. They are probably similar type
Chair
players.
is 9 because Santa's at 8.
Santa's at 8. So, I mean, you're thinking Santner's at 8, but Cummins is at 7?
No,
Quite makes sense for me.
I think they're being too attacking, and also Nitish Reddy is not having the kind of sophomore curse. He's not having the kind of season he had.
Right, it will be quite a workout for Jairam Madanagopal and Vinod Seshan, the two umpires, because, well, the chatter before this tournament started was when MI play SRH at the Wankhede, 300 could be breached. Is that a flight of fancy?
I mean, if you can stick your pen in a wicket, it doesn't sound like a 300 surface to me. I just don't. I don't know. Unless they're selling us, Kartik's not here, so he can't have a guess. He's at the ground, is he? And so he's sort of selling us down the river.
Simon, I think you need to start doing pitch reports because most of them have got it wrong. The likes of Shane Watson and the other foreigners have got it wrong. So Simon needs to go to pitch report duties.
I saw Rohan. Rohan was really mad at Deep. He's messed up my scoring game for the past long time. I'm going to give Deep a call right now and tell him what.
The one thing which is in your control is trying to figure the answer to today's Joy Factor. Joy, what have you got for us?
Take a look. Imran Khan, Shane Bond and Mitchell Starc are the first three names in which unfortunate but creditable stat in ODI cricket. So the operative words are unfortunate but creditable.
Unfortunate but creditable. Okay.
Imran Khan, Shane Bond, Starc.
I have no idea. We shall Google, I promise you. You guys can, and girls can try and have a crack at it. Send us your answers. But before we let you go, quick prediction, SRH batting first. They stuck a pen into the wicket.
I really don't. I mean, it sounds like they're going to score a lot of runs, but I have no faith. I'm going to go 189.
That's really low.
Yeah, I was thinking similar, to be honest, like around that number. If you can stick a pen in the pitch, there's going to be some seam movement. I'm going to go 175.
Okay, I'm going to go 201 for the top three. Abhishek, Travis Head, who likes to bat against teams in blue. So, and then there is the former MI boy Ishan Kishan as well. So there you go. That's where it is. Abhishek Sharma apparently has been dropped off the first ball. Enjoy the first innings and make sure you come back and join us.
Boult?
Of Boult.
Oh.
Of Chahar. Right. Regardless. Enjoy the first innings and make sure you come back and join us at the halfway mark on Voltas Presents Cricbuzz Live. Bye-bye.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
निल्जानद कड़िगे